Live from Sacramento, it's Let's Spend the Night Together with your hosts, Dante and Craig. Special host, Artemio. Musical guest, Jack White. Take it away, boys.
Gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Let's Spend the Night Together. I am your humble host, Dante. With me, as always, is my colleague, cohort, and covfefe, the elusive Craig. Craig, how are things?
Things are good.
Glad to hear it. Today we are joined by a very special guest. He's like a rainbow, Artemio. Artemio, how are you doing?
Odele, Victor.
He comes in colors everywhere.
Every which way, every right way, every which way.
Is there a wrong way? I mean, who cares? You might be asking yourself, what have I stumbled upon? The uninitiated.
El Dorado.
Mm-hmm. But we are initiated. What is this? It's a late-night comedy show where we chat about a wide variety of topics. Primarily, we focus our attention on pop culture, music, religion, sex, drugs, and the freaky world of sex robots. Mm-hmm. If you are offended by anything you might hear, we hope you keep an open mind. And remember that these are just jokes. And with that being said, gentlemen, we have assembled a terrific show for the people tonight.
Yeah.
We have the world's first Skynet brothel. A man, transgender butts drive him nuts. We get into a little bit of teabagging controversy. And in Florida news, cocaine blowing in the wind. Ooh, that's right.
Love the alliteration that you've involved in this.
Thank you. I've been trying.
But is that first, like a Bob Dylan blowing in the wind?
Back to
so a guy who thinks transgender butts drive him nuts.
Yeah,
I thought you said we weren't going to do like headlines that are about like any of the hosts of this podcast.
Yeah, sorry guys, I got really.
So that one's off topic.
I got ideas. So sorry if they offend.
I got these ideas in my
Lo
head.
siento and
adios. But first,
oh my god,
we're talking.
Sorry, in 2 languages.
I know it's only rock and roll. But I like it.
So now that we're done with that original jam session that we just completed.
Yeah, we just busted it out.
I grabbed a guitar, Art grabbed a drum kit, and we just
I was just over here with the tambourine.
We just started
off in the corner.
And I came up with that.
Today's story, Jack White calls Nicki Minaj brilliant and says rap is the new punk rock. Jack White, he looks like Edward Scissorhands.
Is this following news?
Edward Scissorhands, but with hands.
Oh my. I was going to say, is this following news of like a head injury to Jack White?
Yeah, he fell off the stage.
I don't know. I think
brilliant.
I think there's always been that.
Hip-hop is the new punk rock.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about Nicki Minaj. I've heard a couple songs from her that I think are really impressive, but I myself have always found hip-hop and the punk rock culture to be similar in the sense that it's always like the heart of it, the best parts of both genres are always built by like the boots on the ground. You know what I mean?
Have you ever slammed danced to Slick Rick?
It's like this. Well, fuck you. It's like the same way that you would say like Green Day is punk rock, like how Jay-Z is hip hop. Like obviously these artists have like ascended into mainstream popularity, but like there's still so much.
When someone says like something is punk rock, they're talking about like the early days of punk rock, like before
the spirit
it
of
had sold
punk
out.
Rock, yeah.
Right. But
it's more like less about the fashion and
like
the music.
Become part of the business.
It's like an attitude, right?
Like so, like hip hop had that same thing, but to me, they're no longer that anymore, right? It's totally mainstream.
So I think that both. I mean, maybe not punk rock in the same vein as hip hop. I think hip hop has grown into like a conglomerate at this point.
Yeah.
But I think that there is still a culture of people that really do, at the heart of that genre, care about the music.
That's true. Yeah.
The style, the graffiti, like the dancing, all of that stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. That's true.
In a way that I don't think that punk rock ever
Get out the
emulated.
cardboard. We're gonna
But it was
start
still-
popping
Yeah,
and
that's a good
locking,
point.
guys.
It was still like
And knowing Jack White, I bet he has like some really good points.
yeah.
You know, like,
It's a stark
I'll hear him
statement.
out.
Yeah, so Jack
Yeah, it
White has
is.
spoken about being influenced by rap music recently, also describing Nicki Minaj as brilliant in a new interview. The former White Stripes frontman released his third solo album, Boarding House Reach.
Spoiler alert, it's a pretty good album.
Is it good?
Yeah, I like it.
I've
I haven't
not
heard
listened
like
to
the
it yet.
whole thing. I'm on fucking Spotify, ghetto Spotify right now. So I go, play track 1 of
Wasteland?
Jack White so I can listen to his whole fucking new album. And it plays like track 8, and then it plays like
Oh, so you're not you're
fell
not,
in love with a girl or whatever.
so you don't
for,
pay
know,
for
next.
it. You have the automatic
I have
like
the free.
Yeah.
So the record-
It's almost
you know.
like what's it called?
So I've heard like I think the whole record, but totally out of order with like other bands in between.
It's like Pandora.
White
Like you
Stripes.
select an artist and they like
yeah,
play you songs.
It's kind of like that. Yeah.
So his new record came out March 23rd. It saw White work with hip-hop musicians who had previously played with the likes of Kendrick Lamar and Kanye West.
Well, he fucking did that song or album with ICP, didn't he? So he's like been dabbling in this shit
Holy
for a long
shit,
time.
did he?
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Jack
Jack
White?
White did a song with ICP, or either a song or an album. I guess
We
I don't remember
gotta
what it was.
write that down for a
fact check.
segment for an
And so I
upcoming
can
show.
remember
Hey,
to never
Goonies.
listen to him again.
Amazing.
Hey, Goonies, hit us up on either Instagram or YouTube and let us know if I'm wrong. AF, which
Yeah.
I'm assuming I am, but I'm pretty sure that I'm right.
And if he did work with ICP, make sure you,
He's a
another
fellow-
reason
he's
you
a
let us
juggalo.
know. So I will never listen to Jack White's career
Yeah.
ever again.
Hit us up with some Fago
No, I'm just
ads
joking.
and some.
That's a little harsh.
No, I'm just kidding.
Fago.
But no, I mean that's an honest thing to say is to say that somebody like I assume when Jack White says that somebody's hip hop, I assume that's the best compliment that he could give somebody from his state
Well,
from who
yeah,
he is
what
at
he's-
that point.
I guess it was in a new interview in Clash magazine. White revealed that he's recently listened to a lot of Kanye, Minaj, a tribe called Quest, and 80s and 90s hip-hop especially. He says, quote, "In a lot of ways, it's the new punk rock," White said on Modern Rap. They're doing the dangerous things, whether it's Trippy Red or Tekishi 69. Is that how you say that?
No.
These are very punk.
Well, I think he goes by 6ix9ine now.
Just
I know,
6ix9ine. It's a
yeah.
dangerous side of music, he said.
I don't know why I know that, and I don't know that I like that. I know
That's
that.
why you're on the show, man.
Yeah, I don't.
You're the encyclopedia.
I
All
got
right,
my ears to the ground.
White went on to discuss Minaj's work, saying he was, quote, shocked by some of her lyrics. If you listen to Nicki Minaj's only, I mean, some of those lyrics are like, holy shit, I, as an adult, listening to that by myself, am shocked at some of the words that I'm hearing, he said.
So he's talking about like her lyrics.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
He said, but it's brilliant. It's brilliant to be able to say
Oh
that,
my
to be able to
God.
say whatever you want. You couldn't get away with saying half those things that Nicki says in the song. It's just brilliant to see how far things have gone in that sense and how cool it is for people to talk about these moments and say, wow, check this out. This is a very upbeat interview for
I
Jack
guess
White.
so. Yeah.
So
He's not at a Cubs game, like, or who does he go? Tigers.
Yeah,
He just always has a sad look on his face.
I guess.
I
Yeah,
feel-
he refuses to go to a Red Wings game, like the only good sports team in the city of
Detroit?
Detroit.
Why? Oh wow. Why does he refuse to go to that?
Probably because it's just the best sports.
And he'd rather be
in the biz.
miserable.
Yeah, and he's like, nah, I'm gonna go see a Tigers game. He said, okay, so all this comes after White made headlines for saying that he doesn't understand what DJ Khaled does. What does he do?
Wait, Jack White?
Yeah, Jack White said,
so weird.
that I think earlier this year, that he said that he didn't understand what DJ Khaled does.
Oh, I think he speaks for the entire public.
Well, that's weird that like he comes off like trying to like I don't know, like he's like, oh yeah, this person's hip hop, but I really don't understand hip hop. So what's my opinion even fucking mean?
So
Like,
that's
oh.
in response to Khaled's 2017 Rihanna collab. Ooh, Wild Thoughts heavily sampled Santana's 1999 classic Maria Maria, and White recently described it as just Santana's song in its entirety.
Oh yeah.
He said a little bit of shade. White sarcastically added, "It was
yeah.
nice of DJ Khaled to sit down and write and perform and record that record. That was good of him. He's an incredibly talented man. There's no doubt about that. He does so much."
That's what Jack says now.
Yeah.
Because the one where he kind of ripped him, that was like a year or two ago.
Yeah,
No,
but that's not. I mean, it's sarcastic.
But yeah, the Lick
Oh, he's being sarcastic.
Okay, so the Lick Mick M Arch song that he did with Insane Clown Posse, which I guess it was just one song. The lyrics.
Jack White did a song with ICP.
Yeah, the lyrics are inspired by Lick Mick M Arch. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that.
Wait,
I think
is
that's
that
safe
Dutch?
to say.
But it's by
Sounded Swahili.
Mozart.
I think
so,
I heard
like
it.
they did a song that's inspired by Mozart. So maybe him.
Wait, really? You want to throw it on?
Yeah, I can. I just looked up the
ICP's entire career is inspired by Mozart and Bach.
Yeah, here's
A
the
touch
song.
of
Here's the song.
Brahms.
Oh, I'm sure it's gonna be great.
Is this Brahms? Oh no, it's ICP.
This is
Just lightning bolts.
yeah, Lightning Bolts, Third Man Records.
Transmission.
Oh, is this Four Seasons?
Yeah.
Is that Mozart? Oh no, something else.
Strap yourselves in, guys.
Now, Jack, in the past 2 years with the Third Man
Oh my
Records
God.
series, you've covered up
Is that a
Are you
Shaggy
sure?
Too
I think
Dope?
this is just a trailer, my man.
Is that Shaggy Too Dope
just to sort of
or
have
Violent J?
Oh, here we go.
That's the real question.
spontaneous.
So it looks like a WWE interview, and
It
then
looks like a promo from anybody that was ever a fan of WWF. Macho
WrestleMania
Man.
34. Did you guys watch it?
this is gross. The music collaboration you have been waiting for is what it says.
ICP and
230
Jack White.
years in the making.
What?
Insane Clown Posse and it says Bowles, Eames, Erst, Gretzky.
They're showing a bunch of famous composers, Mozart. Yeah, you found it, man. You
Mozart's dope with the Mozart. That was the
Oh,
opening
no.
line.
So now you've
So-
heard the bottom of what music can be.
yeah. So
And you heard the collaborator to these men talking about rap. So I don't know. How do you guys?
So basically, Art just like took Jack White's legs out from under him as far as his opinion on hip hop.
yeah,
right?
I don't like the
After
white
that?
stripes anymore. Actually,
Oh my
I
God.
don't
Who does?
like that.
Whoever did?
No, that was actually kind of
Hey,
interesting.
Icky
that
Thump,
he
though?
would, because they're from Detroit, right?
Yeah.
So he's just like, I'll just
Show
collab
love.
Oh,
with
is
the
that what it
psychopathic
is?
clowns
Maybe
from
that's
my
what it is.
hometown.
And then he said DJ Khaled he doesn't understand what he does.
I
And then-
understand that
and
though.
just recently
Well, he has to
saying
understand music, so.
he's kind of
He's phoning it.
he was
in.
still kind of shitting on him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But then he was saying some of Nicki Minaj's lyrics
are
are
brilliant.
brilliant.
Yeah, it's quite the
They're
story.
so.
Yeah.
So everybody run out and get that new ICP Jack White record because it's
Yeah, that new.
Hey, what about that Cardi B?
230 years in the.
Did you guys hear
in the
about how
making.
Top Dog from TDE said that Cardi B is like the embodiment of Tupac?
I have no
That's
idea
a
what you just
shame.
said.
You're like, ooh.
That's a shame.
Yeah. So the
Cardi
TDE is a
B.
record label that has like Kendrick Lamar, Schoolboy Q, Absol, Isaiah Rashad, who is one of my favorite artists, probably one of my favorite albums of all time, and J-Rock. And so this guy like created this record label and said that this lady by the name of Cardi B is the embodiment of Tupac. And I was listening to her new
Like
record
a
recently, and I was like,
Reincarnate.
yeah, well, yeah, whatever that means. Like, I hate that people aren't allowing themselves to progress as artists because they continue to compare themselves to like old or classic artists.
Oh,
Do you know what
yeah.
I mean? So how do you push forward if people are always like, oh, you don't respect this artist or compare them to that artist? Oh, what would he have done if he was in her shoes?
It just sounds
And it's
like,
like, why
the
would-
hype machine to me.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't she
yeah,
just be
that's
her
true.
own artist and be great in that sense?
Yeah.
And like,
But she's not saying it.
no, she's not.
It's,
She's
it's
not.
somebody
That's
else,
what-
and it's
yeah.
no matter what. Just
That's
by,
not even on her she's not on his record label. He's just like
Yeah.
throwing out like darts for people to
She
like pick
had
up and like
she
argue
has
about.
some like records she's broken as far as a female solo hip hop artist
Yeah.
that where she's like surpassed like Lauryn Hill and stuff, and I'm just like, wow.
Well, I listened to her record, her new
That's
record today,
something.
and I was like, oh, like I hope to God that she is writing all these lyrics by herself because she has a lot of like really good lyrics, a lot of really
Really?
good like it was like fire. You know what I mean? It's like it's kind of like a gassed up like new age rap. I don't want to say new age, but like a new rap album.
3 Alarm
uh,
Fire.
311 fire.
God.
So
You better come original with those jokes, my
She's a
man.
lot like 311.
she's like the amber that is the color of my energy.
Really?
Whoa, this
She
bit isn't really
is
working
like
out for me. Whoa.
She is like the amber is the color of my energy.
Yeah, I forgot the lyrics.
All
But
right.
it was good. Like the record was good. She had good lyrics. I just hope that it's her. You know,
It could be
Yeah.
somebody else, ghostwriter,
Yeah.
perhaps.
and that's what I worry
Maybe
about.
Stephen
They
King's
do that
writing
a lot,
lyrics for
especially
it.
now. More and more, it's just like what you do.
Yeah, didn't like T.I. write a bunch of Iggy Azalea bars and shit like that? And it's
Really?
like, well, if somebody else writes your bars, why are you an artist?
Yeah,
You know, just because it comes from
Exactly, yeah.
you, you're like Milli Vanilli.
I would be
know?
a little skeptical.
Oh, definitely.
I don't know. It wasn't my cup of tea. But I haven't heard much of her stuff, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
make a total judgment off like one song or whatever.
What I did like is the idea that, or what I heard is that she got her name Cardi B
yeah,
because when she used to drink hella Bacardi, Cardi B. Hey, fives.
yeah. See, those
I don't
are the kind of things. That
She's
It
coming
sounds like a
original.
like a
She's
stripper
coming
name.
original.
Huh?
It's a stripper name.
Yeah,
Yeah. She used to strip, and I liked. I had a conversation with somebody who was
Did
like,
she really? It's a
yeah.
good guess.
Well, I mean, it's like, what is it? Does that matter in the difference of like if Jay-Z sells dope, if she stripped, like
Jay-Z strip.
No, I
They
was
both
going
did,
by the
like-
name.
Oh,
Was it
Cardi B, yeah,
Cardi
yeah.
B.
Yeah,
That sounds
yeah.
like a stripper
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
Like if you told me her name was Maserati or something, I'd probably say the same
it's
thing.
not like Roxy or anything like that.
Or like
yeah.
Mimi
It is.
Miyagi.
It is definitely like very like.
I'd probably
telling.
shake your hand if you said that.
Oh my gosh,
But-
her career reminds me of Mimi Miyagi.
Oh, she just called me on the phone. And guess what she said?
Oh no.
I'm just kidding.
Alrighty, we will be back after this.
Well, the latest teen trend sweeping the internet is not only dangerous, it's disgusting. Reporter Angela Greenwood from our CBS station in Sacramento, KOVR, explains.
I haven't done nothing that stupid.
It's the latest online challenge
It's just another thing to add to the shocking list.
that has teens doing this.
That's not quite right.
Called the Condom Snorting Challenge. Teens put unwrapped condoms into one of their nostrils and then inhale until it comes out of their mouth.
Really? I think I've seen like a stupid video about it.
How gross is that?
A challenge craze that comes with deadly consequences.
It's almost as if you're putting saran wrap up your nose.
Not only can snorting condoms cause infection and sinus issues,
30 milligrams is the dose that he needs.
but Sacramento pediatrician Dr. Daniel McCrimmon says it can lead to suffocation.
It could bypass the throat and then lodge into the trachea.
But just like others before it, the Tide Pod Challenge, even multiple types of suicide challenges, teens are ignoring the dangers. Sacramento 7th grader Jordan Love says he doesn't get it.
This is dumb.
Welcome back to Let's Spend the Night Together. We're having a good one tonight.
Yeah. Woo. It is such a good night to shooby doo doo be doo shooby doo doo be doo.
Hello and welcome back. Let's Spend the Night Together. Dante, Craig, and ARTEMIO. We got another story for you. Another world-renowned segment. We're talking politics and all things politically correct, like a Rolling
Preach.
Stone. I got a
called like a
doozy
Rolling-
today.
It's called like a Rolling Stone, but it really should be just preach. Because the three of us get to preach. We get to stand on our soapbox.
Is this Mumford and Sons?
Oh, wow.
Oh, sorry. I'm just like used to like good music.
Was that Imagine Dragons?
There's
I
not
don't know
enough
what
drum
to do
beats
with
and
either one of you guys.
in claps.
I don't even know what to say.
I guess
Okay,
a big
so-
boat enthusiast.
This story comes to us from the Metro UK.
You're kind of Metro.
Orderly.
In the UK, yeah, of course. Overseas. The headline, man, team killed and virtually teabagged female journalist during shocking in-game rampage. Shocking.
I mean,
So I know the both of all of us here we've played
Yeah.
video games together growing up. We played a lot of first-person shooters.
Yeah. I've
Artemio,
never
Halo.
played a video game where a rampage was shocking.
Yeah, and the
Every game I've ever played, that was like the main goal of the game.
Was there a response to
Would
this?
you like a little more info?
Yeah.
Okay. A developer's career is under threat today after he virtually teabagged a female journalist during a demo of a video game.
Okay.
The unnamed man was showing off a demo of his game at the conference PAX East when he killed the woman and then squatted up and down on her dead body.
So what the problem? What's the problem?
Oh my God! Well, of course,
teabagging,
because
I
Artemio,
guess,
this act is known as teabagging for its similarity to a sex act in which a man places his testicles into another person's mouth.
We've all been there.
This is in the newspaper, by the way.
Just to kind of let the herbs and flavors of the bag of tea mix with the water, so to speak.
So he's like his career's under fire because he did it to a female, and
I guess
they're saying
that
that it
the
was
problem?
overtly sexual, or
Well, of
It
course,
does
he
seem-
was teabagging his space person
It's
was
weird
teabagging
that
the alien.
that you would, while you're showing off a demo, that you would like teabag the person showing it to you.
But
That
it's
is
also
strange.
It is like for a person that hasn't played online first-person shooters, that's like the most
It's
basic
part and
kind
parcel
of like
of it, yeah.
troll thing you can
Yeah.
do.
It's
or
just
kind
like
of dick
throwing in
thing.
fuck you.
the
or-
reason
Yeah.
the reason I was getting
Or
so
people shoot
specific
your
is
dead
because I
body.
thought you had told me beforehand that she said that it was like imitating something like a sexual assault.
Well,
Oh, did
that's listen to this. Although this incident
she's
took
getting
place
to, I guess.
in game, a complaint has been made to the man's employer, which could have disastrous consequences for his future. The virtual teabag scandal was highlighted by Mike Futter, a game journalist who tweeted, "Friendly tip for devs showcasing games: don't intentionally team kill a journalist and then teabag them, especially if she's a woman."
Oh my god.
So and
You need journalists
I
to
don't
stick up
think-
for women because women can't stick up for themselves. We know that.
Well,
I don't think
that's not why I
it
don't like it. What I
Shouldn't
don't like
matter if it's a woman
what I don't like is that
or that he team killed. Like why would that matter? That'd be like he lapped her 3 times in Mario Kart and
Yeah.
then he teabagged her with Yoshi or something. No.
Right.
Was it
But
a
you know what
double
I mean?
kill?
Like,
Was it a triple kill?
Why
An
does
overkill?
that part
Well,
matter?
the-
like how bad he dominated her, like a
What was his
like,
motivation?
overly, yeah.
Did he pick up the shotgun? Did he
He's
get
trying
the
to like
dismissal?
emasculate
Yeah.
or something. It's like,
and that's what I don't
no.
understand. It's like it's such an inherent part of gamer.
Yeah.
Like it's like and I can understand like it's juvenile. I'm
It
not going to
is,
say
yeah,
that
yeah.
it's not juvenile
Yeah.
at all, but
It's
it's
a
still
video
like
game, yeah.
it's still like when you like if you like, after a match gets done when you're like, oh, I pwned you, like that's juvenile as fuck too, but it's still part of the game.
Right.
Like I'm not going to say, oh, that person assaulted me like verbally by saying that like
Yeah.
he owned me. I'm not a slave to him or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's like some stupid thing where somebody's like, oh, you know what? I don't like that I got beat and I don't like that I got humiliated. So I'm going to follow suit about it. And it's like, well, fucking
How did it? Yeah,
take
how
a
did
loss.
it come out?
You're,
Did
you're
the
there for the
journalist-
beta.
We'll get to that right now.
Yeah.
The journalist who suffered the simulated sex act appears to be Amanda Farouf,
I hope she's
a
doing
self-professed
okay right now.
feminist
Thoughts
who
and
once
prayers
worked
to
for
her.
Mike. She tweeted, "I said out loud in my headset, and this is why I hate playing these kinds of games.
So
Thanks
why
for
is
the
she?
demo."
So why is she reviewing this stuff? If she doesn't like playing games with like
Yeah.
nerd gamers,
There are
Why
literally
is she
millions
like-
of
Artemio,
people who would take her spot.
She
right
said,
there
"Now,
and
granted,
not be
he
offended.
thought I was his dev buddy," in quotations.
so
By
he thought he was
accident,
doing it
but-
for friends.
Then
he
that's
thought he was
even
doing it
a
to
better.
friends. Yeah.
She says, "Now, granted, he thought I was his dev buddy by accident. But holy shit, was that a mistake," she added. "No PR around, just dude showing me a game and rolling the dice on being rude."
Well, he should get fired from
Okay.
the game that he's developing because
I think he
didn't
should be
know-
blacklisted from the game
Yeah.
company and game developers.
Yeah, that's kind of weak, man. That sucks. And it's
That's
like
not strong enough, you think?
I'm
should
so
be-
so I feel like I've always
30
been,
to life.
I feel like I've
Line him
always,
up against the wall.
I feel like I've always been kind of like the liberal side of opinion on a lot of the like arguments that we have.
Yeah.
And it just feels like it's like I'm getting to the point to where like I appreciate people's opinions and I appreciate people's like like feelings, but it's like, at what point are you like, well, you know what, you like, and I don't want to say you put yourself in this situation because, like, but you're playing a video game that's like if a squat is involved in it, it's like saying like a comedy can't have a fart joke because that's offensive kind of thing. Like, it's immature as fuck, but it's so much a part of that culture. And the guy didn't do it intentionally, knowing that she was involved.
Well,
so it's like, and it's like, and like, I think I had mentioned this to Craig at one point. I was like, if it was Master Chief versus Master Chief, there's no sex involved in it. You're doing this as a way to like
clone
to troll your.
Do clones have sexualities? Guys at Bungie, do you know?
Yeah.
But like, all I'm saying is like you're in. Like, if you're playing it online, there are going to be trolls no matter what.
Yeah.
And this guy did it with the intention that he's playing against his buddy. So, like...
Yeah, he probably... Like, I guess they're saying she's, like, interviewed him before.
I think, really, everybody
each other.
knows that... really, when you sit down to play a video game, you have to be serious at all times.
Yeah.
It's very important to be on your best behavior.
How many times have you heard, like, a 13-year-old say, like, you fucking suck my cock, you faggot bitch?
Yeah,
Oh,
and you're like, what? You're like, what?
Or drop the,
like,
the hard
oh, no.
N with the hard R.
And I'm like, so that's online culture is people think that they have the right to say stuff, so they say whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't give them the right to do that. That's just, I mean, it's fucking freedom of speech.
Is what it
and
is.
this guy was... like displaying a demo that he thought he was playing against his buddy, and if you're there to review it, I would assume somebody who's reviewing a video game is at least
professional enough to
not even not professional, but like ingrained enough in nerd culture.
Oh, that this
in
is
nerd
like
culture, not even nerd culture, but like video game culture, where like you have like little bragging moments, and that's a bragging moment. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm saying that's a part of the culture. Like, it's a fucking video game.
Fuck the media for, like,
guys,
making this a thing. You
know,
know, and feeding the fire. Because, like, someone getting mad about being offended by something and, like, telling the media. Like, can the media be mature enough to be like, okay, well, this isn't, like, a story. So I'm not going to report that some girl is mad at some guy.
I'm not with you.
It doesn't matter.
With you guys. I'm, like, #resist on this one. You
Damn.
guys are just... in the sensitive, politically correct gaming industry... a complaint like this could be enough to get the man fired. The woman said...
I don't know. Even in today's world, I don't think that's enough.
A Twitter follower said, I hope the fact that you didn't take their shit totally shattered their weekend. And her response to this is, I hope it did. Hubris-soaked frat boys.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like
that's
there's a lot
just
of hate
kind
from...
of...
I don't know, man.
Yeah. I think there's just a lot of hate out there on both sides. This just seems kind of silly to me, and just way over the top. And,
so when it's when there are shooters that have like boy and girl versions of avatars, and it is a girl gamer, and she does the squat on a guy or whatever to show like dominance or whatever.
The teabag?
Is that the
teabagging motion?
Is that still like as bad, or is that something different? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. What if the gamer tag was like, you know, it didn't really say. Yeah. It wasn't gender specific.
What if it was just 6'9", 6'9", 6'9"?
Would you have to figure out what gender they are before you find out if you're offended that they teabagged you?
I mean, granted, I know that she knows that like who developed it because she was there to beta test it or for whatever what you said, like
review. Yeah, they were developing it.
That is like a douche move to be playing a game. These guys are showing you their game,
but he thought that it was
team up on you and then teabag you.
So what I'm understanding from what Dante told me is that it was somebody that he thought it was. He thought he was doing it to somebody else.
No, he knew who it was. He's sitting in the room with her.
Yeah,
right? As a journalist.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
it's a silly thing.
Did he do it? Did he do it to all the other journalists?
Thought it was his buddy or something. I thought she was, which is funny because she like makes the excuse for him. She's saying, or I thought she was saying, he thought he was just doing it to.
That's what I thought you said earlier, and that's why I'm like, okay, well, like, so it was like he was doing it to his buddy, and then
as in
was
her.
Like, oh, my bad, and then she got offended by like, oh, how dare you do that to me, kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I guess, or he just didn't think that she would.
Like
be
he
that
thought
serious
she
of a
was his
thing.
buddy.
Well,
yeah,
and it's
it.
It's another thing also where it's like if he's doing that to every person, like, I mean, I don't know, bro. It's a first person
shooter.
He should
be locked up. You're right.
That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm trying to get in the headspace of somebody that is like making this claim, who's like, this is unfair and it's violating me.
It's somebody who, when
know?
they'd get in arguments with kids in elementary school, they'd come home and tell their mom, and the mom would be like, "Yeah, he's a real Johnny's a real jerk." Yeah, thanks, Mom.
But I mean, it's a fucking video game. It's a first-person shooter. It's part of the culture. I feel like baseline, like you're like this is what you're in for. If you do interviews or if you do like articles for video games, you already know that ahead of time. And I like it'd be something different if he was like if there was some kind of visceral, like racial, sexual, or ideological slur that he dropped.
Yeah.
But it's like this is part of.
But it was just the crouching.
And like in my head, like when that's ever happened to me, I was always been like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna fucking go back."
Yeah,
and
it
get
always
that.
made me want to kill.
Like
that
I'm
guy
going
so
to get
more.
him.
Yeah.
You know, so like
I think it's
I always thought
silly
Master...
to take it into this like where it's like this
sexual
male,
assault or something like that.
Yeah, like toxic masculinity or whatever that's called. Where it's like it's like a male dominance thing. Like he thought that, oh, this is a woman and I know this game better than her and I'm just gonna crush her and like be manly over her woman.
Or it's like, we don't.
It's
What
like,
does
he did not
she
do
think?
that.
Playing this video game with us men.
No, I think what it was like, this is my game. So if he did it, if I went in there as a guy, went in there and tested it,
he'd do the same.
He would have
thing.
nudged his buddy and been like, "Let's fucking team kill this fucking guy," because he doesn't know how to play our game.
I know all the knickknacks. Yeah, I'm
exactly.
going through.
So we're
I'm
gonna
doing headshots.
dominate him in the game.
I'm doing fucking
and teabag him just to
I'm doing
mess
melees.
around and tease
I'm attaching like the sticky grenades on your body as I'm running past you.
Yeah, it's just like teasing. I'm sure. I mean, it's
scope.
just a demo. It's not like a regular online thing. It's funny that it.
But he should be
bugged her
fired.
at all. Yeah.
Take away everything.
I guess that's
he's
why
worked
she
towards.
was bugged by it, though, is because she like took it
Was
into this whole
humiliated.
place of like it means this and it's this and it's sexual and it's gender.
To be fair, the guy's name hadn't got leaked yet, but I'm sure it's just a matter of time. So it's just a bullshit thing.
By the way,
It's probably somebody named
Artemio's-
Dante.
By the way, Dante's been developing this game. Art, I didn't
Called
tell you.
Teabag.
And it's
What if that was the game? What if that's the object of the game? Is you teabag?
And she's just incredibly offended. I can't believe it. What kind of game is this?
He's
I
like,
don't
the
like
buttons are
tea.
jump and teabag. I had to do that to you.
Just crouch. Yeah, you just crouch and you put your ball bag. And
What is
Oh
she?
my god!
you lift up.
What does she think that Mario does
joysticks?
to the Koopa Troopas
Yeah,
every
to the
time he
Goombas?
does the what is it called, the stomp
Teabag.
or the
That's what I always thought it was called.
where he
So
does
you're
that like that
saying-
little flip and then he picks his legs up? What do you think lands first on those bad boys?
Oh, he does the
So-
Hulk Hogan leg drop.
So, video games in general, Nintendo, they have a long,
Racist, sexist.
sexist history.
Yeah, because that's
Whether it
that
be-
word is interchangeable, right?
Exactly.
Those two words.
Whether it be
Sexy or
Custard's
sexist.
Revenge all the way to
Custard's
Master
Uncle
Chief, who's
Fester.
a supremacist, we don't like that.
Oh
That is
my.
BS. But
He was kind of like he did have a lot of like
Master Race, Or Master
Third
Chief?
Reich
we don't like that
leanings.
stuff.
That's what I heard
Third Reich
anyways.
opinions. Halo was going to be called Fourth Reich, but they changed the name to Halo at the last second.
Yeah, and the what
Bungie didn't think it'd sell in Germany.
Sorry, Bungie, that's not true.
what were the opponent? Never mind. This is a dark realm.
We're not going to go
This
through
is a dark realm that I don't.
All
wanna be
right,
part of.
everybody, and we'll be back.
The Flood?
Right after this.
Who was the Flood?
Can I ask you something, Travis? Sure. What is the one thing about this country that bugs you the most? Well, I don't know. I don't follow political issues that closely, sir. I don't know. Oh, well, there must be something. Well, whatever it is, he should clean up this city here, because this city here is like an open sewer, It's full of filth and scum. And sometimes I can hardly take it. Whoever becomes the president should just really clean it up. You know what I mean? Sometimes I go out and I smell it, I get headaches, it's so bad, And they just never go away, It's like, I think that the president should just clean up this whole mess here. He should just flush it right down the fucking toilet. Well, I think I know what you mean, Travis.
Vote for Valentine.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's spend the night together.
Hey.
Hope you're enjoying your night.
Hey.
We got a lot more planned for you.
Yeah.
Everybody's still here, which is nice. Last episode we had Artemio tapped out early.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
last
He's giving me those
episode?
better eyes right now. All right, I better get to the next story.
Oh,
Just,
hey.
Yeah, so he survived because I think we
Bro.
might have left it up in the air if he was still alive.
it was a cliffhanger. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are, in fact, alive, so.
Fucking Sylvester Stallone, baby, cliffhanger. I'm still chilling. So our segments have really positive starts.
In the dunes of the
Oh
bay.
my gosh.
Colgate Total fights
This
back.
shit.
I really
Yeah.
hate this city. Somebody should really clean it up. Is that Taxi Driver?
Yeah.
I only know that movie through segments of
This
There
show.
are references
That's
to it.
yeah. So, back to a great segment of ours, world renowned,
Yeah.
known all over different continents.
Oh.
Artemio's still giving me those bedroom eyes. I'm just gonna get to it. It's take my breath away. How appropriate!
I
How
keep clapping. I'm
appropriate.
sorry, I shouldn't do that.
The clap master.
I got the clap, baby. I can't get rid of it.
Damn. From
Lady.
the greatest movie ever, Tom Cruise, Top Gun.
Greatest
You talking
story
about
ever
TC?
told.
Talking about TC?
Yeah.
You talking
There's
cocktails?
a lot of levels to that movie, Top Gun. We talked about it, I think, in the last one.
We did.
You're not playing the best song off that, though.
Which one's that?
Highway
Kenny
to the Danger
Loggins?
Zone.
Hanging with the boys, baby.
Hanging with the boys.
Yeah, Kenny Loggins has at least two.
I put that man about 2 songs over Michael Jackson for the 80s.
Oh, wow.
Hot
Wait,
damn.
you put... He's better than Michael Jackson?
Yeah, about 2 songs.
By two...
By about 2 songs.
How does that...
A lot
you
of
total
people.
up their
They
great
both
songs.
got- they both
He's
got great
about 2
hits.
more.
Yeah, a
Okay.
lot of people would argue
It's
that
close,
MJ
but Loggins.
had a lot of number ones, but you're saying Loggins was
That's debatable.
clear winner. Okay.
What are we talking
Debatable.
statistics? Ah.
Are we talking about the gut?
Hey,
The
what?
gut
Hey, what?
feeling?
Yeah.
Hey,
what
what?
about
What?
Did it
what?
move
What?
you?
What news brought out these statistics for the hits of Michael Jackson?
Exactly.
Oh, my
If
God.
it
a
wasn't
little
through
suspect.
Fox, I don't
Yeah,
care
some
about
of
Fake
it.
some
news.
of his publicity wasn't always the best. Kenny
What do you
Loggins
mean?
was mostly positive. Michael
the
Jackson
80s?
a little mixed.
Kenny Loggins was mostly HIV positive.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Not that kind of positive. You're like in the 80s positive?
Hey guys, scrap that one.
Yeah.
Alrighty. The segment, Take My Breath Away. As always,
Yeah.
we're talking about love, all
Yeah.
different forms, fetishes, and kinks. And today is
No different.
no different.
You
Thank
know,
very
love,
much.
some might say it's all you need.
Thank you, Craig. This
I
is
know
coming
4
from
lads from Liverpool, England that would
And you
agree
know what?
with me.
You know what, Craig? I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest with you. I'm glad that you're out of that.
Thank you.
Because at the end of the day,
It needed to be pointed out.
what is it? Love's all you need.
It's true.
This story's coming to us from the Sun, UK. The world's first brothel staffed entirely by robot sex workers, now looking for investors to go global.
Is there a robot mama-san?
For investors to go
Mama-san
global.
cyborg?
I want it to be an AI thing.
I
where
just
that's
want,
how the
before we
world
start, I
ends.
want you to get a good look. Soak those
Wow.
peepers in.
Got to have them
Jeez.
titties,
Nice
baby.
looking blonde, she probably
yeah.
has. I'd
That's
say
a
those are like
workaholics
triple
reference.
E's.
Oh my god, yeah.
What is it? A
Full of...
hourglass figure
It's
Yeah.
like it's
made out of rubber.
it's
Oh my
grown
God.
Barbie dolls for men to fiddle, which is
And
gross.
fuck.
The owners of the world's first brothel staffed by sex robots. It's called Lumi Dolls.
It's called Craigville.
I thought it was called
It's
Toys
called
R Us.
Craig's Fantasy
R Us.
Come to Life.
Yeah.
Lumi Dolls opened its first.
Wait, there's a
Wait,
2-part segment to
Bloomy
that title.
Doll?
Craig,
Yeah.
Craig's
We
dolls.
reveal that it's my company.
What I'll be searching through Google
This is
later,
an ad
later
right now.
tonight.
The
Lumi
segment will
Dolls
be after this.
opened its.
We're
first,
all going to be like, this is so funny. How weird is this? And then we're going to rush home and be like, and type up Google
Lumi
sex
Dolls.
doll.
I thought it'd be more of a fat.
Well, that was me furiously searching.
Okay, so it opened
What
at
are
the
these?
first outlet in Barcelona, Spain, in February near the city's popular tourist spots. It's called Lumi Dolls, correct?
Lumi?
Lumi, Lumi.
Oh.
There's another attractive.
Do
Lady.
they all have their own name, or do you name them?
It's all Dante has named each and every one of these
That's
dolls.
creepy if you name it, because then it's
Dante's
like
got
kind
a
of your
sponsorship.
daughter almost.
Dante's got a sponsorship through Lumi Dolls.
They're
He's
sponsoring the
named
show,
all of them.
actually.
They're all
Very
named
nice
Dante.
people.
Oh, he names all of
Dante,
them?
one of them's called
I
Dante.
don't speak
one of them's
Spanish,
called...
but you know.
They send Dante a series of pictures,
He's
one of
tested
each,
all of them.
one after the other, and he sees each one. He's like, Nicole, Cassie.
He's the beta
Sandra,
tester. He's a beta
each
tester for
one.
Lumi
All
dolls.
right, guys. All right, guys.
He's a beta, that's for sure. Certainly a beta.
The brothels allow randy men to live out their sordid
Randy.
fantasies without having
Randy.
You named yours
persuade
Randy.
real women to indulge them. Which is
Yeah.
pretty accurate.
Oh my
God! Now the company has plans to take over the world.
Yes, they should.
A spokesperson for Lumi Dolls told the Daily Star Online of its ambitious plan to set up franchises in other countries,
Yeah, they're putting human trafficking.
similar to Chick-fil-A.
Oh my god. Chick-fil-A.
This expansion,
And the same religious morals as Chick-fil-A.
they're going to be closed
don't you
on
think?
Sunday, surprisingly.
The Lumi dolls, oddly anti-gay marriage.
Yeah.
It's very
They
strange.
observe the
but-
Sabbath.
Yeah.
This expansion would see sex robot brothels opening their doors to punters in
Opening
capital
their
cities across the world. Why is it punters? What does that mean?
That
What,
means
like
somebody
Shane
that punts
Leckler
their
from the
wiener
Raiders?
Into
They punt their wiener.
A
Robotic
Lumi doll
vagina.
spokesman also said we are still negotiating with interested investors, but we have not yet closed any deals.
Yeah, this shit's weird.
We have not yet consummated a
There's
deal.
another.
Anyone?
You keep showing me these
Oh,
weird
wow.
freaky.
Do they have,
Well,
like-
describe the picture.
So this one has a T1000 phase.
This one, her arms are like liquid metal,
Yeah.
and they can
form
shape
any sorts
form
of
into-
things.
Yeah, like
One's a giant
sharp
sword, the other
daggers.
one's a bazooka, and then she's wearing a bikini. There's another
No,
one.
they-
This is just freakish,
They
man.
they straight up look like human-sized Barbie dolls, and
Yeah.
that's weird as fuck.
Yeah,
But
with fully formed vaginas.
so
I'm
I
assuming.
I have this hot
Or
take right now
synthetic
on
vaginas.
this. As gross as this shit is, would like,
Gross.
and I said this.
There's
as a
nothing
jo-
to make fun of with this. This is just cool.
I said as a joke like earlier. I was like, what if it takes over? What if it shuts down human trafficking? Wouldn't that be kind of a dope
Yeah.
thing? If it
Well-
was just like these.
That'd be dope.
Oh, human
Yeah,
trafficking.
you know,
Like,
if they-
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, oh, instead of like forcefully raping this
Yeah.
this fucking person, I could
Yeah.
just go and have sex.
I don't
with
know
this
though.
doll. I don't think it
Yeah.
would, but I think it would be great if
Yeah.
that was
What if
maybe
it-
the
what
reason
if it
why
also-
why they're starting
Well,
it or
let's-
something like that.
I mean-
What if a step further it just ends it leads us towards extinction? Because men,
I would
wanna
men
fuck
won't
your
put
Lumi
their
doll all
seed
day.
into a...
Yeah, you don't want to
Real
have a real
vaginal
relationship
canal.
with a woman.
they become too
Yeah.
hyper attractive to these fictitious
Yeah.
dolls.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know what? Let me get a piece of that.
let's
That rubber ass.
let's learn a little about one doll.
You should
know?
put the.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
a-
want to
you
assume
should
that
put
these
the I'm a bu-
dolls don't have thoughts of their own and like opinions.
Exactly.
and-
Yeah.
You should.
I'm
use
sure
the I'm a
they're,
Barbie
they're
girl.
in
I'm a
college
Barbie
or
judged on
something
that.
right now.
They could be going to
Y'all heard
college.
me?
I'm sure they had a complicated relationship with their dad.
That was a good.
Exactly.
Not
Cut.
much.
Maybe you work at a hair salon now. I don't
What
know.
is Art saying?
I was saying it'd be dope if he put "I'm a Barbie girl" at the end of at the beginning of the segment.
Oh, that would have been clean.
So sex doll Katie is one
And I
of
was
the.
I gave
Knife
myself
and
like a
plastic.
self high five verbally
Yeah.
through this podcast.
I like
I was
that.
like, that's a good one. That's a good one. People are gonna know it.
the sex
The
doll.
people are talking.
The sex doll Katie is
They're
one of
fun.
the hyper realistic silicone beauties on offer to punters at the Barcelona brothel. The
That's
punters
so weird.
word
It's called
again.
punters.
The agency's website tells guests that they will hardly distinguish between the dolls and real women. It has already
Fine.
opened a similar facility in Barcelona where men are able to have sex with a range of dolls at prices starting from €100 an hour. Quote, with Lumi
Like, some
dolls...
of them are better than others. Some of them
course.
are worth more.
Of course.
Wait, so where was the original? There's one in Barcelona.
They're right here.
You mean like the original,
there was-
like the first caveman to put his dick
In a
like,
robot?
in a rock or something? Or I guess, yeah, in the wheel.
Yeah,
like
in
the
a
first
The first
wheel.
caveman to fuck
Oh
a
my
robot. I know the year too. It's-
This is how
it's on the tip
Skynet
of
is
my
born, I
tongue.
swear to God.
I
It's
saw it on
something like
Jeopardy.
this.
When you said that if there was a brothel with
Skynet.
a head mistress, I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
robot
what if
head
there was
mistress.
AI in there? And they're like, you know what? We're gonna take out
Oh my
humanity through
God.
this.
Yeah.
And there's going to be certain people that, like, they
I
trade
can't-
over to the robot gods. They're like, fuck humanity.
So I can't help but
God.
think
I'm with you. Beep, bop, beep, boop, boop.
I can't help but think of this place in Barcelona as like an animatronic Chuck E. Cheese, but with porn dolls. And they're just like,
Oh my
they do
God.
like
think
little
that
songs. They do
Somebody
little
that...
songs.
that maybe,
Did they make one that looks like Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah.
that you could fuck.
Well, there's a girl that has
Cool.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh my God.
with Lumi dolls, customers can perform any of their sexual fantasies
they do not dare to do with a woman, a spokesman said.
Yeah.
What that's the
what a
selling
selling
point
point,
right
yeah,
there. Yeah.
You could fucking do whatever.
You could do whatever you want. There's no rules.
I'm
doesn't
cool
that
off
kinda-
it because I'm a like an enlightened kind of guy. I'm above this.
This is
I'm
one of
bigger.
the dolls at work.
Dante keeps showing us these dolls.
Oh wait, that
And
one's
it's like-
fucking hot. Never mind. I fucked that.
Craig's all
No,
about
I like.
fleshlights, fucking anal beads.
No, I think where I was going.
That's
with that
how
was,
he gets his kinks. But
How, like, if I were to say yes, okay, I've already done it hundreds of times. My bad. No, but like, I'm just trying to get to like
I desecrated my body.
the only way I do it. I guess
Insult.
what I'm saying is the only way I do it is if I was the first, right? I mean, I don't want to go up
First
to
one
this
through the door.
piece of rubber that has
You're
had
like fucking Neil Armstrong.
pieces of feces rubbed into its face.
Craig,
And cum all over every
It's
fucking
like
inch of this
the
thing.
library copy of the sex
Craig,
doll.
You're nibbling on her ear, and there's
Craig,
fucking
it's like
dried
when-
up jizz. And
it's like
stuff.
wearing Cal skates. They pour desanitizer in it. If it smells like
What,
dried
at the-
mustard, no worries. Just
dried
keep going.
jizz. What at the bowling alley?
Like a Cal skate, like a skating rink.
Oh, like skating rink? Yeah.
Or a bowling. I
bowling
guess a
alley,
bowling
yeah,
alley
yeah.
would be more appropriate. But like, you know when you smell those shoes when you slip them
Yeah,
on,
it's like-
that's disinfectant. Imagine that, but with your wiener in it.
That's what I'm thinking. They go up to this doll after it's been
And there's-
desecrated,
and
and they
there's
just
gonna be
spray
fr-
it with fucking Febreze and
There-
let the next guy in.
There's gonna be freaks that are
thanks.
just like, you know what? I'm gonna go downtown on this robotic pleasure factory.
Robotic Chinatown.
So it'd be so dope and it'd be so tight. I'm gonna do it. You know what? Sign me up. Actually, I'm all for it.
He sold you on it? We sold you on it?
Psych.
Another quote. This allows them to fulfill their wildest fantasies.
You know,
They may be with other people they cannot, or that they can do with other people, or that they can't do with other people, rather.
gross.
Maybe they have some physical complex that does not allow them to be comfortable with a person.
Yeah.
And with a doll, it makes it much easier.
I was never attracted to Princess Leia in those Star movies. But gall darn it, I always wanted to fuck C-3PO.
You just hear dial up.
That's
more-
just me.
Whenever you insert, you hear dial up.
There are 4 dolls to choose from, including a blue-haired Iki,
Ooh.
who look is inspired by Japanese anime.
It did look like that, yeah.
The agency's website claims customers will hardly distinguish the dolls from a real woman. Each of the dolls has a profile describing their
Audibly
attributes,
snore.
from
Yeah.
Lily's angelic face to Katie's penetrating gaze.
Ugh.
Is there a Sailor Moon one?
Penetrating gaze.
Yeah, did he have to say penetrating? He knows what he's doing there.
The dolls are made using thermoplastic elastomer.
It's like what they make the space shuttle out of.
It's
NASA's
getting-
running low
it's
on this
getting-
material because of the Yumi company.
It's getting more and more sexual. Keep going.
A polymer renowned for its
Ooh,
softness.
yeah.
and
Say
the-
it slower, Dante.
And the website is keen to
Say it
point out
slower.
that the dolls are properly disinfected with
Polymer is
special
so fucking
antibacterial soaps
Now punch me in my stomach and call me.
before and after each service.
After
Nonetheless,
service.
visitors are encouraged to wear a condom.
Aww.
That's a bag.
Yeah,
for
that's
Americans. A Jimmy hat, if you will.
Yeah. That's like the nail, that's the deal breaker.
So for people that don't want to go
It's
to the
like they're
brothel,
gun.
It said that they're encouraged, but not.
Yeah.
They're not.
They don't have to, then.
don't tell, don't ask.
They're
don't
not going to
tell.
get pregnant at all. I don't think.
So if you can't make
What
it
if
to
they
Barcelona,
did?
Half
Spain,
cybernetic,
Are
half
they on
human
birth control?
baby.
to the
Are they
to
in
the
birth-
brothel.
I don't know this. Am I ready to hybrid a child?
Am I ready
I
to
don't know.
admit to myself
You know?
that I want to have a child that is half robotic?
Because I love technology,
is yes.
but could I get married to it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes
It
I want to
says-
marry my Xbox One.
Guests can choose what their dolls wear and
It's just
watch
knocking
porn
over.
with them. Visitors to the brothel
And watch
are.
porn with
You
them?
can watch
Are
whatever the fuck
welcomed
you want with it.
into
It
a
doesn't
cage.
watch anything.
Yeah.
This is amazing. So visitors to a brothel are welcomed into a candlelight room where they can watch pornography with, quote, a unique experience.
And it's in
Where
Barcelona.
the doll's just been sitting without blinking, staring at the wall.
It's
the
in
dark.
Barcelona, you said?
Barcelona.
Yes.
So I would expect this for something from fucking Japan. I'm not gonna lie to you,
Yeah.
because they got some kinky ass shit in Japan.
They do.
For from
They're
Barcelona.
kinky.
It comes as hyper-realistic sex robots are set to hit the market this year, costing around 12,000 euros each. But sex dolls are not just for men.
Wow, that's-
With one woman spilling the beans on her experience with a plastic man whose penis was, quote, at times indistinguishable from a real one.
At times.
So yeah,
Wow.
that's it, guys. That's the
So
the
they make the
Skynet
male
whorehouse.
ones too. That was a question I had, definitely.
The idea with like I mean, I guess with any kind of sex, like brothel or whatever, where they like let you do things to a certain extent with live people, which is super gross to begin with. But I don't know how I feel about like people that have desires or interests to do like kinkier shit than is normal with regular people. It's almost kind of like, I mean, I know I'm going kind of far-fetched. This is already kind of like an out there idea, but like for it to be kind of practice grounds or like to feed into like those fantasies, you know? Like at what point it's like your kink is so good until you get your kink, and then your kink gets pushed farther. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's
I know what you mean. Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird because, especially if like it's like rapey conditions or whatever, like that stuff is gross.
Like
and,
what they're reenacting.
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
I think just in the next 5 years, like these sex doll articles keep popping up in the news.
Yeah,
it's going to be fucking very weird in the next 5 years.
I'm sure.
Because there's going to be people that they shut down from society.
Well, my sex doll's going to be out of date, obsolete.
That movie Lars and the Real Girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be that, but like forever.
I never saw that movie, but
well, I was
good flight, cool twist.
I was talking to you guys like
he fucks a bot.
I was talking to you guys offline about that.
It
shit
wasn't
that's
a
going
fake doll all the time.
About
it was a real girl.
That AI thing that they're trying to develop for like guys who don't know how to talk to women or don't really know how to talk to people, and like as a way to like continue to allow them to shut off from.
Those are like the shut-ins in Japan.
Yeah, yeah. So like at what point, like if you shut off so much, at what point do you know what's right and wrong when you interact with the people that you're around? But I don't know. I'm going a little. I'm like I said.
Are you saying like does that technology?
It
or whatever
enables
you.
you.
Yeah. Does it like feed?
Yeah, it enables you to be less like.
If there was a way where they could do
extroverted.
some of this stuff that it would help you, like maybe a guy.
That's true. I could see that. Yeah.
You know, could like converse with that thing too,
Who's
like as a
in-
practice.
As like, and it's also like encourage him like, oh yeah, go out for a
Go out
minute.
and like you're talking to this thing, you know.
Hey, you know
how to
what?
talk with
If
it.
you feel like you like somebody, or if you feel like there's somebody interesting, say this or that, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's a lot of, like,
you kind
pros
of
and
know
cons.
where to take conversations now, even though it was with an AI, but maybe it trained you in a
I can
weird
see
way.
that.
I think
there's
I
a lot
probably,
of pros and cons to a lot of this, like all
But-
like fake stuff. It's just weird that
Yeah, it's
this
like,
is like
I don't know
become
which way
a
it would go.
form of either education or recreation. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
none of the chicks do it for me. I'm more of like a Hal from 2001
That's
sort
true.
of guy.
That's
Oh
true.
my
I
God.
think
Let's
I'd
just
be-
say
Just give me a
lens,
slit-
His
a
intellect,
red
you know,
lens.
that's
give
what
me
I
a-
respond
Just give me
to.
a slick
God.
plank of white with a red lens. Ooh, my God.
plank of white.
I'm
What
fully-
about the? You know,
I'm
who's
fully
pretty,
stocked right now.
You know who was? Let's talk about sexy robots.
Johnny Five.
You know who's? Which one's Johnny Five?
From Short
from
Circuit.
Short Circuit. Yeah,
From
he was,
Brown Face.
He had a pretty good looking caboose.
He had a
You know
slick
who I
rig.
thought was pretty
He
hot
had like
was
a tank caboose,
He
right?
had a slick rig.
I thought was pretty hot was yeah, he had junk in his trunk. I thought Case was pretty hot
From what?
from Interstellar. Have you
Interstellar.
guys seen
I
Interstellar?
didn't see that
I saw. I
movie.
can't
Christopher
remember
Nolan's
Case.
space opera.
You know who you guys
I
are
don't
missing?
watch foreign
But
movies.
Case, remember, it's like this big cube-shaped robot.
telling
It
you.
basically looks like a computer, and then out of nowhere, the thing like moves. That shit tripped me out.
I'm telling
when
you
I first
straight
saw
up.
that. And then later, you see its like arms can come out. It's just like a blocky robot thing, but it talks with like a calm British accent.
Are you talking about Wall-E?
So
It's kinda like
so
Wall-E.
I smoked a cigarette before I went to go
so.
see Interstellar, and when I saw that
It was
so-
laced with angel dust.
Nah,
PCP.
it was just
Oh,
it was
PCP.
just all the carcinogens that like America puts in their cigarettes.
Kill.
But so I smoked that to the face. Went inside, watched
DDT.
Interstellar.
To the ass. I usually
And,
do to the ass, but
yeah,
I'm all
Oh,
about
well.
bumps to the ass when it comes to tobacco. But so I was watching Interstellar, and when it came to that world that just had water on it,
Yeah, yeah.
and I saw that like fucking
But they could, like,
sheet
walk
of-
through it?
But there was like that 20-foot story like wall of like a wave.
Yeah, yeah.
I got so much anxiety watching that.
Yeah.
Are we
I was
doing
like,
Interstellar talk right
Can I
now,
please?
guys?
Yeah.
This is
Interstellar talk.
But you guys are missing the finest of the fine China when it
That
comes
movie's sick
to
as fuck.
robots.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Winona Ryder.
Ooh.
Alien
Oh,
Resurrection,
she
baby.
might be the sexiest.
Come get at
robot
me, my
I
OG
can think
triple
of.
OG.
Because in Weird Science, she's not a robot, right? Like, what
She's
the fuck
not
is
in
that?
Oh, are you talking about
The-
Lisa?
the
Oh, that's a
female
good
character?
question. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. Well, she
All is
is
all.
I
sort
used
of-
to think it was a robot, but the more like acquainted I got with the movie, like the less I understood about like what even is
Dude,
going
I
on. in
legit
that
just
movie.
watched that movie today.
It's such a good movie.
To this day, my favorite line is when Chet comes home from hunting turkeys, and he finds the house fucked up, and he finds that fucking USSR missile in the house, and he starts questioning Chet about it, or White about it, and he's like, Lisa shows up, and she's like, oh, it's a missile, and he goes, I didn't think it was a whale's dick, sweetheart. I can't really imitate his laugh, but it was fucking classic.
I haven't seen any of the new like Marvel movies, but what was the robot that they made?
Vision
Vision.
and Ultron.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
so Vision reminds me of Lisa from Weird Science.
Oh my god! But with
But like where it's like an amalgamation of all these weird things and like
yeah,
from what I remember like the transformation scene. It's kind of similar
Yeah.
in a way because
Yeah.
it's like magic. You don't quite know what the fuck's
it
going
is.
on.
It is. It is.
But
yeah.
Vision is more like a solidified, not even a
Character.
cyborg. He's a straight up
An
robot.
android.
Oh, is he
Yeah,
one?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought the
But
Infinity
he's-
Stone.
well,
So he was
he's-
like
Well,
magic or
instead
something.
Android.
of a Barbie doll, they put a Ken doll in the machine to make him.
Oh my god! Well, no, it's confusing because he's an android, but his body is created with this machine that like can synthetically or can
make
make
human.
like human tissue.
Yeah, yeah.
But they
But
put
they put
like
vibranium.
vibranium in there.
Oh wow.
So it
Like his
creates like
tissue is
cells and
indestructible.
tissues made out of vibranium.
Uh-huh.
And then with
Like my wiener. No, I'm
so
kidding.
he's like an android made out of that in that way.
My
So he's
wiener?
almost human like.
All right, cut
And
that.
then with Jarvis's AI.
Okay.
And then that takes you pretty far. That's a pretty amazing android.
It's actually Ash Jeeve that they put inside.
But then,
the Vision.
oh my god! But then they put the Mind Stone in, so I don't even know like what that technically does to him.
I'm gonna go with
Gives him,
Lisa
like,
from Weird
powers and
Science.
stuff.
They put a kidney stone
Vision's
in Ash
hot,
Jeeve.
Vision's hot though.
That's what
Yeah.
Vision's a close second.
I'm sure R2D2 has like a bunch of like sexual pleasing like mechanisms on
There's
board.
so many
You can press certain buttons.
There's so many.
I want to know
Flashlight
about
is
his
out.
sexual history first.
I love
Yeah,
that
that's
we've
true. Oh
gone
my God.
off the rails, and now we're just talking about sexy.
Sexy
Hey,
robots.
well, that's what we were talking about.
That
That's
is
Take
fun.
My Breath Away, guys. Hope you enjoyed the
Yeah,
segment.
oddly enough, it wasn't off topic.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you think about it, it's like weird how
It's perfectly
close it was.
on topic.
That's how fucked up our topics are.
But I also like how scientific we're getting. We're like, oh, you know what?
Yeah, Winona, you're right though. I think you got it there.
Yeah.
Winona's the hottest one.
Well, everybody, get a load of this.
That looks like a pass that needs to be caught. Yeah, you can't use your shoulder to catch a football. You've got to get your hands out there every night. And I'm out there with my kids working on catching the football. They want to use their body. It's just a natural instinct as a human being. But you've got to learn to be able to put the ball in your hands. Your hands are what makes it possible. Your shoulder pads are hard and stiff. Your hands are tender and they can move and caress the ball. that's kind of gay, but close. 4th down and 9.
We're back with y'all. Let's get night together.
Damn, I did it right when you said that.
That was the grossest segment. I think
Yeah,
we put
wasn't it
before.
amazing?
Your hands are tender and succulent
Yeah.
and gay. I mean, wait, we're talking about football. Never mind.
think
Yeah, I
it's so
love how
funny.
it's like just super crazy offensive thing to say.
Well, he got
4th and 9. I love
like
that
he got
shit.
really sensual about it, and then he was like, "Oh," like it was almost like he's like, "No, that's gay."
Well, I know. It's kind of hard to tell, but I think the other guy said, or no, see, we talked about this.
Yeah.
Who's the one that says that's kind of gay? Is it
It's
the
the
guy
guy
who's-
that made the comment.
Who made, is you
The
rub
bro-
it, you're sensual
Yeah,
with your
yeah.
hand. That guy?
Yeah.
like he's trying to cover it up. but
Trying
he's
to
like,
cover
"No,
it
no,
up.
it's gay."
Yeah.
And I was like,
Because
dude,
he
you
didn't
don't-
want anybody to think that he was gay when he was describing
Meanwhile,
catching
the-
a football.
Meanwhile, yeah, exactly.
And the other guy's-
Meanwhile, the other
the-
commentator's
it's all-
face is
and-
beet red, and there's gallons of sweat coming off him, and his eyes are bulging out of his
The
head.
other
He's
commentator
so
just says,
fucking
and back to
uncomfortable.
football.
4th and 9. My partner will be fired within the next segment.
Oh, yeah, that sucks,
And, Palmer's going to try and get a first down. They're going to go for it here.
That was unfortunate.
That's too bad.
We are going to be talking about
Oh, my God.
a story out of the U.S.A.
And that man, if you'd like to see him again, probably not going to see a lot of sports commentary, but you can catch him at the car wash down the street.
Yes.
And he's doing
he will be
fine work
pumping
out
your
there.
gas.
Oh,
yeah.
he is crushing it at the
Pumping
Cal
gas.
Expo
Yeah.
Hardcore.
as a carny.
He's juggling.
So it's we always love to talk about stories here in these United States.
Yeah.
Segment we like to call "Born in the USA." I'll just get right to it. This is one of my favorite stories that I think we've done
In our
as
entire
far
lives.
as weird stories.
Craig, where were you born?
In the USA.
In a manger.
Cool.
Me Just like the boss. I was born in the USA.
The sauce balls?
Woman claims cocaine in her purse
Not good for it.
flew in through the car window.
Which could happen to anybody.
That
It could
does
happen to
not
anybody.
surprise me at all.
A Florida woman. Alrighty.
Yeah, not a good state.
Not a good state, no. So a Florida woman tried to explain away the presence of cocaine in her
Yeah.
purse by telling police officers the wind blew it in her bag.
That sounds reasonable.
If it flies in the bag, you must acquit.
I think that's how that
was
rhyme went.
Stretch.
So,
Craig, I've never heard. Did you?
did you go to law school?
Is that law?
Did you pass the bar?
And there's a
passed
lot
the
of
bar.
arguments that they maybe could have brought up for that, but once they started to, I would have almost interrupted their point to say kangaroo court. You call out kangaroo court, and then
And that's
the
the
judge
most vicious.
fair,
usually
yeah.
People
backs
always tell
up
me
on
that kangaroo court you don't want to go
Yeah,
to. Too vicious.
I don't want a kangaroo court.
You don't want to box in the kangaroo court.
For the longest
They always
time,
have.
I thought I'd be a great lawyer, but I just had watched The Rainmaker like a bunch of times. with
Right,
Matt
of course,
Damon.
of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, with Matt Damon.
I only ever watched The Rain Man, which is a completely different story. Not about law.
Yeah, it
The
shows.
Rainmaker and the Rain Man.
Fort Pierce
Big one in
police
it.
officer. Fort Pierce police officers pulled over a resident, Kanisa Posey, March 21st, after the car she was swerved into another lane, according to a report. When the officer approached the
Must have
car,
been the win also.
yeah, the wind blew her into the other lane.
All my bad driving back there that made me look shit-faced, that was the win.
The wind made me drink. Okay.
Hey guys, this wind is a loco.
You know, it looked like I was driving crazy. I couldn't control my car. The wind made me drink a shitload of alcohol, and I'm shit-faced right now.
So they say when the officer approached the car, he noticed the smell of marijuana emitting from it.
Is marijuana similar to marijuana?
Kind of.
Or is that just a passenger?
That's something. That's just her name. Mary. Miss Juana had this to say.
What was her?
You know, and we're
Okay,
starkly.
Artemio, it was dope.
We're staunchly, is a good favorite word of mine, against stuff like that.
Yeah.
Morally, against stuff like.
Exactly
I don't
right.
even want to say it.
Exactly my
Marijuana.
ladies
Okay, I
named
said it.
Mary Juana.
No,
don't
the
like
actual
'em.
disgusting drug.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So the police officer said that he noticed the smell of marijuana emitting
Don't
from
even say it.
the car. That is, the police report noted. Officers searched the car and discovered 2 separate bags of weed and cocaine.
That's the thing.
That's the street name for marijuana.
Cocaine.
Posey claimed the marijuana.
I just know a lot about
I hear-
street terms.
I hear
So it's
everybody
weed.
saying, "Let me get a 20 sack of
Cocaine.
cocaine."
Cocaine, yeah. I assume they mean weed because cocaine is a new nickname for weed.
It's like everybody's like, "Let me get an 8 ball." I'm like, "Where's the cue ball at though?" You know what I'm saying?
But it's just weed.
The
It's just a
woman.
dumb sack of weed.
It's an 8 ball of weed, right?
They actually do the
never
shape
mind.
of it. I don't know.
The woman claimed the marijuana bag as her own, but said she had no idea how the cocaine landed in her purse.
I'll take the weed as mine.
Yeah.
That-
But
that's
that
mine.
coke, don't know whose it is.
Yeah.
So
It's
she-
in my purse. Don't know how it got there.
Wind.
Must have been the wind.
So she said, quote, I don't know anything about the cocaine. She told an officer, according to the report, it's a windy day. It must have flown through the window and into my purse.
That's the only logical explanation.
That is
When you think about Florida weather, though, honestly,
Yeah.
that adds up.
It's blowing.
There's
bags.
always...
I drove through Florida one time in this rental car,
Yeah.
and I kept finding like just certain bags of
Just
other people's groceries.
giant
And I
tires,
drove by a
kilos.
and your
Rayleigh's.
tires, and your
Yeah.
trunk.
Yeah, and it's caught in the spokes of my tires.
The thing about
There's an apple.
Florida, you go there, you get thunderstorms, right?
Yeah.
You get lightning storms, right? You get tornadoes, you get hurricanes,
You get cocaine winds.
Obviously,
I mean,
that blows in from the far east, from the far south, I should say.
Maybe
Oh my
if
God.
she was saying that, like, hey, she'd been doing some fishing and something, and she found, like, a boat that a bunch of, like, drug dealers have been killed, and there was,
Yeah.
like, kilos and money.
Bunch of
Some sort of
longshoremen.
situation like
She was
No
like-
Country for Old Men,
Shoot,
where you come upon a bunch of, like, coke and money and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe I could believe that.
Or what if, ipso facto, what if, that doesn't make sense, that's not relevant, but what if her dead uncle left her a sailboat,
Yeah.
and she was like, you know what, I want to sell this boat,
Uh-huh.
I want to sell this boat, and I want to sail this boat.
Uh-huh.
I can kill two birds with one stone.
But how do I
How do I get there?
how
I
do
don't
I
know.
get there?
I'm a swab. You know what I mean? I'm not even a
oh
first
my
mate.
Yes.
God,
I'm not
I
even a
didn't see
mate.
where you
Yes.
were going.
So
we need a
if-
captain.
Yes,
We need
so
a
captain.
captain.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
not
shit,
hired
Martin
to do.
Short's our dad.
Hey, swab.
So
You
you're
hired
talking- you're saying-
Captain Ron,
Captain
to
Ron.
get you in
Okay.
between the Cuba border
Uh-huh.
and back, right?
And
You want to
even-
sell your boat, so you take your boat there. You find out Captain Ron's too busy getting busy,
Yeah.
selling his
Yeah.
manhood, selling his one eye, selling
my
his
God.
and you're gonna
ass,
learn how to
grass,
drink
and whatever kind
smoke
of stash.
and gamble. You're gonna learn how to do
Getting
it
kids
all.
tattooed, fucking telling kids that they're getting fucked by their.
Oh my lord, did he do that?
Telling kids that his parents are fucking.
That's true. He did do that.
There's so much stuff that
Yeah.
he can
They
teach
were-
you in one sailing trip.
Captain Ron told the little kid that his parents were hiding the salami. In the
Yeah, he's
shower.
like,
Oh,
what-"
yeah.
He goes, what are they doing? He goes, nothing. They're just hiding the salami. And he also tells that kid,
He owes him money
hey,
for a
swab, grab me a beer. And he goes, okay. And he goes, you can have one too. He goes, really? He's like, yeah. And then later on,
Really,
he's like,
Lorella?
hey, by the way, you owe me $2.50 for that beer.
He charged him.
Hey, you wouldn't be trying to cheat old Captain Ron, would you?
Oh my god.
But so the end of the story is she sailed her boat all the way to Cuba with Captain Ron, got all the way back, forgot that Captain Ron loaded her up as a mule with a bunch of cocaine, a bunch of weed.
Yes.
She
oh my
thought
god, it's so similar to the story. She didn't know that she was a mule. This woman.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Oh my god. You've tied
This
it
is
all
crazy.
together. So the last sentence here: officers didn't buy her story,
Wait,
as they booked Posey on one felony count of cocaine possession and a misdemeanor count of marijuana possession.
how? Under what authority? Under what evidence?
Yeah.
Where's Captain Ron at to bail her out of that shit?
Yeah. No
Step
kidding.
in.
He'd actually like bail her out of jail.
He gets people
or-
out of jams. It's part of
He
what
does,
part
man.
and parcel of what he does.
Swap. I can't get over that.
Yeah. For any of the
Can you
listeners,
tell we just watched it?
yeah, do yourself a favor. Go out
Hey,
and
Captain
rent.
Ron.
Go out and get the VHS copy of Captain Ron.
If you ever
Martin Short,
want to
Kurt
learn,
Russell.
Yeah, Kurt Russell.
if you ever want to learn how to mule drugs or
my
transport
God.
rebels, watch Captain Ron.
Yeah, and speaking of capturing rebels in the Caribbean, this is Cruis'n the World.
Cruising the world. Yeah, yeah.
All right, everybody, this is gonna be the last story of the night.
Just
And
like
it's
I
a
said, it
good
was
one.
going to be my last shot.
Our last shot for Artemio. This is a doozy. I promised you guys we're gonna go out on a bang.
Yeah.
And as always, we find articles, stories from all around the world. We like to, focus
Exotic
our attention
stories.
on something, a
Poignant.
spotlight. Might not get a lot
this-
of attention.
Out of all of our
exposure.
segments, this one's kind of more of a spotlight type of segment.
I feel it.
Huh.
This one comes from Newsweek. Thank you guys.
Ole, Victor.
Professor claims women who wear jeans give birth to transgender children. So, a controversial botany professor has sparked outrage
A
by...
botany professor from Hogwarts told Hugglepuff can't wear
Oh
jeans
my
anymore.
Are you a Slytherin? Then you don't know what you're talking
I'm
about.
about to slither in.
Unless it's Professor Snape.
So, yeah, controversial botany professor has sparked outrage by claiming that women who wear jeans and shirts give birth to transgender children because they are dressing, quote, like men.
How do you give birth to a transgender kid?
Well, let me tell you, because Dr. Rajith Kumar, who lectures at the Sri Sankarakaraka University of the Sanskrit in Kerala, India. Thank you, everybody.
We're not fluent in Indian.
I went to all 4 years of high school.
Is that near, like, Humboldt?
Yeah. It's in the Emerald Triangle.
R.I.P. the Humboldt.
Made the comments during an, quote, awareness class for students. So, the Dr. Kumar made the quotes in the Times of India.
Where's Harold?
I thought of it. Quote, if mothers wear jeans and shirts...
I just wanted to kind of...
If mothers wear jeans and shirts and dress like men, they will beget children who are transgender. This is like the Bible talking here.
Yeah.
This sounds like
Kumar
told America.
Abram.
If you wear jeans, if you burn your bras, if you vote, you'll give birth unruly children. But now it's just like transgender.
Dr. Kumar, Professor Kumar, also claimed that children with autism and cerebral palsy are born to parents who are not of good character.
This guy sounds like a real piece of shit.
He's a real Munson.
There's like no jokes I can tell about this guy.
Man, this guy. Yeah, is he a WWE heel?
Yeah.
He just like, I'm gonna say things that's gonna like piss people off.
I think he might be related to Jinder Mahal because he is a heel.
It's like the same kind of people.
We love you, Jinder.
It's like the same kind of person.
You can't hinder the gender.
It's the same kind of person like fucking feeds into like what is it like the idea that like if you have sex with a virgin you wash away your AIDS. Or like hate.
Oh, you were talking about like the practices in parts of Africa.
Yeah, where it's just like people do like ugly shit under like the idea that it like sanitize or fucking.
Yeah, well, it's just
based in,
it's not
real science.
Yeah. There's no science behind it.
If you wear jeans, this is
it's so it's like a higher rate or like that's
now he's facing legal action from the state government.
I couldn't imagine why.
Dr. Kumar has not withdrawn his controversial statements so far. The government is mulling initiating legal action against him.
Well, what are they going to say? Hey,
a health minister said.
You said stuff about transgender people and
look at Dr. Kumar.
And pregnant.
He gives no fuck.
And pregnant women's bodies. You may no longer study plants.
Hey, I saw that fool on Hayden Ashbury. He was asking me if I wanted to buy some shrooms from him.
So
he does not look like a physician.
So the health minister said
actual medicine.
What's that?
But I mean, I understand what you're saying for sure. Like, you're talking a bunch of shit. So
none of this is rooted in any sort of science. Like hard
and
science
it's just
or
funny that they're trying to bring him to court because he's saying these things about being transgender.
It sounds like superstition.
He's going to be suspended from his practice of studying plants.
You're not allowed to study plants anymore.
His job has nothing to do with transgender people.
What if that was? He's like, holy shit, my botany career is over if I continue with this. And
exactly.
What if he feels like the guy? What if he feels like Will Smith in that Concussion movie, where he's just like, my whole career's gonna be over if I keep practicing? But you know what? Like,
but he has to do what's right.
I believe in my work, and I have to follow this up and do what.
Oh my god!
I'm tired of these pants wearing women begetting children. Yeah, trans children.
God. Yeah, what's wrong in the world?
He's taking down Levi's.
Think about that. He honestly probably believes that's what's wrong in the world.
Denim
women in jeans,
denim
women
is what's
in
wrong
shirts.
in this world.
They cannot do it. Ugh,
yeah.
You're gross, bro. Fuck yourself.
They need to be. I'm not going to do the accent.
Yeah, probably don't.
He's saying that they need to be more.
Do it.
He's saying they need to be more. Women need to just dress more sexy for us men.
Well, dress more modestly, Craig. Please, come on.
That's what he's saying.
Woof.
It has to be sexy to me.
The health minister
but
said
also conservative.
He has been
not
propagating superstition and making anti-women remarks continuously.
Yeah.
He's given that okay sign.
Like, super surprising.
Hey, everybody. It's all right.
This guy seems like a real winner.
A bill is currently working its way through the Indian
to ban him from ever talking
Parliament to give transgender people greater rights in the society.
That's kind of almost ties into like...
That's got to be why he's making a...
Well,
that's got to be why he's making a stand.
because people are reacting to it, yeah.
People are like, well, this botanist said the genes fucking do this, and that. And it's like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Because it's like, I don't really have a problem with that guy saying that. I mean, I have a problem saying it, but like, legally,
the freedom of speech kind of thing.
I don't think he should have anything happen to him legally for saying that.
Yeah.
Why does it matter what he says?
Well, it's false practice, right? If he's saying that, like, I believe scientifically that this happens, and he's not, like... I understand what you're saying, like, as finicky
and I don't,
as he's saying
it's not
it,
even
like,
that. It's like it says the reason that they don't like it is he's propagating superstition and making anti-woman remarks.
Well, that's what it
So
is.
it's the remarks that he's making,
But that is without like any kind of doctorate or anything like that. He's just saying like, oh, like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is wrong for that
It's
reason.
just a matter.
But it's like
it's just a matter of they have no, like sort of free speech there in India.
Yeah.
Where he can
Where
ultimately
was he saying this?
He was. It was.
He had like
it
a
was,
show.
I think
or
he was
something,
saying
you
it
know?
to people.
Yeah, because that's what I'm like. Does he have a
soapboxing
side
him.
job or something? Because it said he was a
botanist.
botanist.
Yeah, his side job is
So
botany.
why would that?
His first
like,
job
I
is
wouldn't
hating
care.
on
I don't
people
care
who
if
just
they're
like.
botanists.
Oh, he lectures at that university that I
In
couldn't
a
pronounce.
lecture,
So he's at
So
the
that's-
Sri
that's it.
University in
That's what it is.
Sanskrit
Yeah.
That's what
in
it is. 'Cause you
Kerala,
can't-
India. Yeah, he
Yeah,
made the comments
okay.
during an awareness class for students.
Yeah, so
That's
you
what it is.
Awareness.
you can't practice that if you have no scientific fact, man.
Yeah.
So
I wonder why they would bring. He must be like a good speaker. Because why would you
Probably.
bring in a
that's
botanist?
what I'm saying.
To talk about.
Or he's just like a hot topic artist, like you know what I mean, where it's like
Yeah.
he's saying enough that people like
Probably.
it, but you're like, why are you saying this when you have no scientific background?
Yeah.
Oh me, oh my.
But yeah, so that's kind of not cool. But
Yeah. Well, it just goes to show you that our culture is very different.
It's
than
very
other
different.
places.
Yeah, because hopefully people can
is
like not
yeah,
just be like smart enough to not follow him because he's a fucking idiot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Just leave him alone.
It's like the marketplace of free ideas that people will just eventually they won't they don't they know
Maybe
that
I
he's
think too
a
highly
fraud.
of the
you know?
average man.
Yeah.
Be able to
Just
see
let
that.
him say stupid shit because the average person would just be like, what the fuck? Like this guy's kind of a doofus. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
on that high note,
I think.
Yeah, my God, like we're fucking.
I think the world should be the way I say it. People should think about things like me.
good gravy. Yeah, this is kind of this is a weird outro, but we're gonna hammer through it. And I just want to say,
And our opinions are valid. They're right.
oh yeah,
You should
And they're
listen to
con-
us.
They're concrete. They never
They're-
change.
no.
Ever,
but
ever.
only
No,
enough,
and they're
only
never
enough to where
really
we
wrong.
don't get
They're always
kicked out of
right.
lectures,
Yeah.
or was it D? All right,
I'm gonna declassified.
D. Snyder, Twisted Sister. Yeah, I love those guys.
Orderly Victor.
So-
Come on, feel the noise.
You have been listening to Let's Spend the Night
Is that
Together.
Twisted Sister?
This is your
I'm
Girls with the Most.
Dante. With me as always is
Yeah.
Mr. Craig and our host.
Ahoy, ahoy.
Tonight we had Artemio.
Orale Victor.
Just want to say thank you
Skittles,
to
Jaime.
everybody for listening. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Remember to do all that shit.
Hold on.
And the petty advertisement stuff that I don't want to mention. But
Hold on.
like and comment and subscribe.
Hold on, and I hope that all women continue to wear blue jeans and t-shirts
Yeah.
until the actual
Only.
scientific fact is brought out that creates transgender.
That
The science is
women
on the
have
way.
smaller brains on average.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
science is
And if you don't have, make sure you have good character, or
That's
your
so
kids
gross.
will be mental disabilities.
You heard it here first,
If you
guys.
wore dreams,
Let's
it's your
spend the
fault.
night together.
and
Hope
I
you have
came
a
to
good
these
night.
conclusions because of all these plants I've been studying.
Signing out. Botany 101. Good night, guys.
All these dandelions I was raising, I found out that so